Okay, I have my drink. I've just done my quick Swedish lesson before the day is over. So I'm now on a 900-day streak. And welcome in. Bat Santa is here. And today we are building, yes, the owl must be silenced before the notifications come along. I'm sitting on the couch. This is a weird angle for the laptop camera. It's a Bricko. It's a Matt. It's a Matzo's. You know it's Christmas when I pull one of these out. Roll to awaken the flavor. So we're going to roll it along. Let some of that sediment that's in there even itself out a bit more. All right. And thanks for the Black Books redeems, Kara. A little bit of fun. I don't want to touch the table because the camera that you see pointing down here, this one right here, is actually leaning. It's got two of its tripod legs are leaning on my table, just so it gets the right top-down view. And books was another Easter egg. So that's been tripped. So we've got 6 now. Awesome is one that I forgot was in so many of people's shoutouts as a description. So that got triggered when Brooks Bricks rocked up. I did like having the working out how to do the counters so that they all basically keep track for me of when Easter eggs are triggered. The thing I tried to get going last night that worked and then didn't, I'll keep working on, and that's one where I set a maximum and it triggers the same thing over and over until a number that I've decided is the maximum, and then it should trigger something new. There's a few tweaks in that one. No, that's not one. Hey, Skybeast, first time chat, welcome in. How's it on your side of the world today? And cheers for the follow. We've had some rain here, so it's cooled down. It's not in the 30 degrees anymore. So there is that. I do still have the air conditioning on though, and I will turn the fan up one notch. Yeah, it's still warm at 11 p.m. Yes, there's that hurricane storm over the Netherlands, isn't there? Yeah. But you're okay? Any property damage or? Not on you, but close to you. Ooh, yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. All right, so this is tonight's. I was going to say today's, but it's not today. It's almost tomorrow. Ah, you're in Denmark. Ah, gotcha. Well, they're the home of Lego. Yes. One day I'd like to get to Denmark. Um, and that's the thing with Europe is you've got a lot of countries in a lot of close proximity. So um, the distance from Denmark to the Netherlands on a landmass like Australia is a huge distance. Um, and then in Europe, it's like, well, you travel a couple hours by train, and you've gone through at least one country, if not two. Oh, Lego got hit by the hurricane. Oh, hang on, wait. Yeah, exclamation, wait. Oh, Kara, did you weren't there for my joke in lead stream yesterday? And hi, Led. What's the heaviest sound on his stream? A lead weight. Cheers for the hydrate. Ooh, it's a Santa cone. I've got the Santa bat. I was like, are those blocks of chocolate? No, those are two doors. Um, and the two doors reference, for those that don't know, is when I tell a bad joke. Basically, I've got two doors out of this room. I get to pick one. I get to pick how I leave. Yes, Henry Tudor. All right, so we have our water, we have our mango beer, we have our Santa Lego. This was a gift with purchase last year, and I never opened it. And so I figured this year, now that I'm streaming, I was like, oh well, that'd be um, fun to build. It says limited edition up here in the corner, and I'm going to open the box. Did I leave a blade anywhere near me? No. This will be fun getting up and jumping over the table. I will quickly do. I'm not taking an ad break, but I'll put up this screen. I'm just hiding my awkward jumping over the arm of the couch. Riker maneuver and back. And we're back. Beat back. That is one thing that Kara can say with a kind of Aussie accent. All right, and yes, in the now I've got the, because I'm in the living room. I've got that flickering light effect. Let me see if I can do this. think it's kind of it was less the other day when I put it on that light setting. Hopefully that's not too distracting. Let me know if it is, and I'll see if I can figure something out. Kara can say a few words. Sometimes she puts on the accent a bit thick, say things like sauce. Alright, 2 bags. One, 2, 2, 2, 1. And we've got 2 stickers. One of a wooden sort of door, and one with like a globe, and then little wreaths with arrows drawn towards the continents. So like a battle plan of delivering presents. Okay. Open bag 1. Lego bag ASMR. What I was going to say was exclamation elf is the Christmas themed command that I set up today. Okay. So that plays a random video from a folder. There are multiple videos in that folder. Most of them are that. One of them's different. So there is a chance of the Jack in the Box popping up. Alright, so we've got little elf, short legs, not the moving kind. Got both. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so one of the things I did recently when I put this new border around, I think this is my second stream with this this layout, is I took away the layer that had the image of the set I was building and just put it in as part of the info trigger, so you get the set details and you get a picture of it briefly. I kind of like it. Clears up a little bit of screen real estate, as well as not as taxing on the computer, which has been having some issues lately. But we've also had a washing machine decide to fritz out, so the PC might be the second priority for the new year. Elf gets a paintbrush. There we go. So what is everyone else up to this morning or this evening in your time zone? Oh, we start off with it upside down. I haven't laid tape out on the table, so I'm not for sure where is visible on the stream, so I'll just have to keep an eye on where my hands are, where stuff sits. Friday work, a lot of folks in your department taking today off. Yeah, my last day of work for the week was yesterday, and I was watching Led's stream while I was building my last piece of furniture for the day, and then as I was nearly finished, the lights overhead flickered. Half the lights in my room went off, the fan turned off, and my computer turned off, and then a few seconds later they all turned back on again, and I was like, okay, we've had storms, but that's a bit weird. And then within a few minutes it happened again, and I thought, that's really not good. I should probably be ready to go and go home. And it was about 2 minutes to home time, and I'd started packing my tools up. And that's when the building went straight to evac. There was no, we've got technical difficulties, stand by, see what happens. Cheers for the lurk, lol. See you in a bit. Yeah, pretty much anyone who's been around big shopping centres probably knows that, yeah, if or worked in big buildings, sometimes you get a warning, like if smoke's been detected, it won't necessarily evacuate the building straight away if stuff can be found. But if there's major faults, either electrical or water pressure, I know that can trigger buildings to, if there's a risk of the overhead sprinklers not working, the building goes, nope. And yes, welcome back, Skybeast. Alright, we've built the base plate for this. Now I flip it over. Let's clear out a little spot right in the middle there. Although having the Lego on both sides is going to be fun finding where things are. A little tile there, and a little tile there. And a grey corner brick. A flat tile there, and a flat tile there. So yeah, I was literally about to be heading home when the building got evacuated, so I had to walk around the front to the gathering point and basically hang out there. Which I think basically will mean that I get an extra half hour's pay because I had to stand around waiting to get back into the building so I could even finish packing up, get my stuff, clock out, and go home. So then I had to message a manager. One of my managers is away, so I had to message another guy going, so my time card's going to look pretty normal except for today. So that was a fun way to see out the week before Christmas. So tiles, I'm not sure what that's meant to be yet. Oh, unless, is this just a conveyor belt for toys to run on? Because the next step is a 1x8 tile, followed by another one. And that goes down into this gap beside the base. So that might be some sort of conveyor belt setup. Alright, I think it's time to crack this. Cheers, everyone. Oh yeah. Oh, have I? I don't know if I've ever seen one of these sort of castle-style arched windows, but with the grill behind it. I don't know if I've actually ever done that in a set. I've done it in the rectangular window frames all the time. I'm drawing a blank, and there should be ads about to start for some. So there's two of those, and they go either side of that. But those of you who are subscribers, and thank you if you are, much appreciated, or with Turbo, get to skip ads. I probably won't hop out of the chair considering the fact that I'm in my living room on a couch and the camera tripod is leaning on this table. But I won't build too much. If you get stuck in ads, just let me know when you're back. And if you're watching on mobile, as I often am, my experience with ads is very hit and miss. Like sometimes I'll get them and sometimes I won't. Oh, I'll put this down. That's that step. So they should now be running for about a minute. I will stretch that. And back already. Okay, it still says 50 seconds to go on this end. It's a strange beast, that's for sure. Still says 20. Yeah, it's still saying 23 seconds to go. Okay. I'll get back to work. Got 1x6 brick there. 1x6 brick. Yep, that wall there. Oh, you went looking for the drive. I haven't updated that. I don't think, but I don't think there's anything there that's new other than Elf. Speaking of which, there is a cooldown on that, but it's basically only long enough so that the video doesn't trigger while someone else is doing it. Nope. I'm like, am I going to get jump scared one of these days? When's it going to happen? No, that's not a plate. That's a plate. 1x1 plate. Cheers, Matt. And yes, this is from a brewery in Broome, Western Australia. And it's... Thank you, Kara, for the hydrate and the score. There's the hydrate and score. Yes, it's a very sort of it's a nice little fruity, subtle Belgian style beer. Very nice in hot weather. And I've been having it around Christmas time for a couple of years now. And what am I looking for? A corner plate. Chuck that on there. And yes, with the channel points, because they are basically a fake. Well, not fake, but they're a. Oh, I've missed a step. Light grey plate first. They're an arbitrary, made-up currency system. They will get refunded at the end of every stream, if not during. No, turkey's in the kitchen freezer. I assumed it was meant to stay frozen until you went to cook it. Because it was frozen when I bought it. Did I make the wrong assumption? I don't know how you cook turkey. And computer keyboard tile goes there. And that's right there. Okay, now another 1x6 plate goes here. So yes, if you do have channel points, don't be shy about the thing. Your mum asked if you could cook it while I was working. I told her he wouldn't know the first thing about it. I'd read the box and I'd go, welcome back, Greg. I don't have a little GIF for... And thanks, Skybeast, attack. Um, yeah, it's set up to refer to the person that triggers it, not the one after it. And yeah, I found a GIF of the bird of prey cloaking, but I couldn't find a decent one of it uncloaking for the unlurk, which I'll still try and find. Okay, we're doing this 2 times. We've got a downwards bracket. I can't remember if I think this might be bracket and the one sticking up is inverted, or is it the other way around? Is this inverted and the vertical ones are normal? Lurking and unlurking going on over there. Gold grill, dark green tile. That goes on there. I'm gonna see if I get the one. Nope. But I think theoretically, I mean, it could also never trigger. Like if a computer randomly picks the number, pick a number between 1 and 20, for example, and picks the number 2, and then picks a random number, it can pick 2 again, and that would still technically be random. Turn that over. Which is why originally I was trying to have that trigger on a hidden counter that would then, eventually you'd be guaranteed to set it off. Thank you, Kara. I did see that at the corner of my eye. I'll put these little brackets on. So I think this is the conveyor belt. It's going to go here and be a sort of play feature, and the brackets on the side stop it from moving. Thank you. It is warm down here. And then we get these little rounded tiles down the corners. And so then this will be my last stream before Christmas. I think what I'll end up working towards is scheduling myself for like Friday, Saturday, Sundays, so it doesn't interfere with my work week. I don't get tired from work and then feel like I have to get up and go again and stream. But yeah, have a couple days off for the missus's birthday, and then Christmas Eve and Christmas. But then we will be back. If someone wants to exclamation next, that brings up basically the plan for upcoming streams. So I updated that just before I went live. So Christmas break coming up, and then yes, we do have a fair bit of Lego left here actually. So there's the toys. We've got some roller skates, we've got a game controller, and then we've got a little gold micro figure trophy. And yes, so the Seeing in the New Year weekend is the 200 follower goal big boy back here, the shark, the Nightmare Shark ship. And then Build Time 13 put the Indiana Jones set into the build queue, and that will take a few hours to build. So I'm going to spread that out over I think I'll do the same thing with this one. I'll spread it out over like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just take my time, have fun with it. And what's this? These yellow clips are joined together to make a car. Alright, so clear cheese slope goes on top. That's the windscreen. Okay, it's just black round tiles going on either side of these clips. Gotcha. And that makes the little car. The toy car goes on the end of the conveyor belt. And then that does indeed go down here. And then we need another plate to go across there, and one by one. Yes, I don't know how the bags are set up with the ship, but with the Indiana Jones temple, the build itself is in sort of 3 sections. So day 1 will pretty much be the first part, day 2 will be the middle, and day 3 will be the end, logically enough. And that's the plan. So that'll be in what is it, January. Yeah, so the shark ship will be the 29th, 30th, and 31st of December. And then build the shark ship, have a few bevies, see you in the new year. Not working New Year's Day. And we need a white window frame. When's the next Gundam stream? The next Gundam stream, well, it won't be Gundam, but it'll be Bandai plastic model kits. That will also be at some point in the new year. I've got some more Star Wars models to build. I have a Razor Crest to put together. Oh, I took the brick separators away because I was like, I'm not going to need one of them. So the sticker will wait. Unless I use the scissors. Next minute. Walkmans. No mobiles, no wigwams. None of that, and none of the other things. Not anything else. Whatever the rest of that rant is that he goes on with his blackboard. Not quite centered. Mamma mia. I think that's where it's staying there. Oh well. That is exactly where that is staying. So yes, no mobiles and no wigwams, but if you want to watch Twitch on your mobile, go for it. That goes there. Goes there. 2x2 plate and a 1x1. Onto that part. So just to bring it back up to 3D mode. We've got the keyboard and monitor there. Batman doesn't celebrate Christmas. Welcome, Jean. How you going? Where's my notepad? And yes, hello. Welcome into a late night Bricko stream. Brought to you by Christmas shopping, birthday shopping, and a laptop that spent ages before it would actually just work normally. It is in 10 minutes. It will be Saturday the 23rd of December. It is currently Friday night. It is warm. I have the air conditioning on, and I have a refreshing mango beer because it's nearly Christmas. And that's what I do. Yes. Made with Australian mangoes and unfiltered for full flavour. Some natural sediment may occur, which is why they recommend you roll the bottle along the table before you drink it. And the tiles are going either side of this conveyor. Why didn't they make me put these in before I put that there? It's kind of in the way. Alright, they're in. Yeah, there's a couple. Chocolate in a stout is awesome. And at a mate of mine used to be a part owner of a little craft brew pub here in town, and they had Lego nights. They had a bunch of random Lego, and people would grab a little container and you'd have half an hour to build something to a theme. But the week that this happened, when Easter was around, the prize for winning one of the rounds was a hollow chocolate rabbit. And then you cut the top off, and then they poured their chocolate stout into it, and you drank the stout out of the chocolate rabbit. That was pretty nice. And then you eat the chocolate. Yeah, it was some good times. Well, you eat that part, and then you pour beer into the bottom part. Alright, so this now goes there and faces inward. A little Santa tracker down the bottom of the page is nearly at the halfway of the book. The conveyor belt even has one of these traffic light things with a red and a green for when the machine's working or not. It is Kara's birthday in, I'm sure she will tell us. So that goes on this side of the machine. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting something more along the lines of, it's my birthday in X number of minutes. And instead we just get it's Saturday. It's like, yeah, but Saturday's in 6 minutes. Okay, then what's this? So, we've got a few of these bits where they're like the base started upside down. This thing's getting built upside down. It's your birthday in 5 minutes, actually leveling up in about 36 minutes. I think Kara's one of those people that's like, I was born at 12:30 in the morning, so it's not really my birthday until like half an hour into the day. Like, gosh. Born a night owl. I think I was born at like 10 in the morning or something, 10:30 in the morning. What is this? Alright, this gets the wooden door sticker. What's interesting is that the print on the sticker is dark brown, but the tile is reddish brown. So it's not even the same shade of brown. But then I don't know if they make dark brown tiles in that size. So fair enough. And this goes on to... so does this mean you push it from this side, it lifts up, and the toys come into the room from outside? Maybe. So there's the reflection of the sticker. And this camera doesn't like focusing, but you've got the little dials and buttons there. You get your traffic light system here of the red and the green. This hinges up on, it's on black Technic pins, so they stay in place. But that folds up, and then your conveyor belt of toys can come off the assembly line. Yeah, I've got we haven't put the Christmas tree up this year, and that is bag 1 done, and that is a lot of spares. But there were a lot of 1x1 components. There's a spare paintbrush, all the little dials you get 1 extra of, all the little 1x1 tiles, little paddle. I don't know why that triggered itself twice, but we'll take it. And for some reason, you always get, I found a spare beard like this in sets that have them. It must be light enough that they don't run the risk. You get 1 spare roller skate and 1 Technic pin. So yeah, decent amount of spares. Okay, so there's bag 1. We got the start of the building. And we've got ads coming up. Sticker sheets done with. That's gone. Bag 2 is up next. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Lego wise, there will be I did mention doing stuff in January. There will be a break in January though. I won't be here for some of it. I will be down in Melbourne for one of Australia's big Lego conventions. Exclamation BB. So this is my second time going to Brickvention and second time as a exhibitor. So looking forward to that. Catching up with some AFOLs in other states, from other states I should say, but also making the trek. And where's this going? It goes right there. And gold telescopes. Go up. Looks like we got ads. Here, right back. I will do another reverse Riker maneuver over this sofa arm. We should be back. And yes, mugs. That's the Melbourne group, or one of the Greater Melbourne area groups. I think there's a couple down there, last I checked. Okay, what are we doing? Alright, doing the roof line along here. Need some white plates. I'm gonna there. Need some clips. Because the roof's going to be at an angle. So we're going to hinge them somehow. That. How's the camera angle for everyone on the Lego? Yeah, aside from the camera not focusing the greatest. Not bad, that's good. Yeah, I've got the tripod leaning on this table with one leg in the air. Balanced precariously, pointed down, then I've got the image flipped twice so that you see things from my point of view. But then I keep wanting to go like this to show it to the camera. Like, the camera's right there. Show it to the camera. It's like, no, the camera is pretending to be you. Hold it that way. Turn it away from yourself. Alright, so that's this row done. Step 49. Oh, it would take several books, Kara. It would take several Lego storage containers that are conveniently placed in close proximity to me that I happen to be bothered to grab. This normal reddish brown looks so dark in the book. And yes, happy birthday, Kara. Your presents are downstairs. They're wrapped. You blame a sale for being 6 minutes late. Was it a good sale? Yeah, one of Kara's birthday presents was already wrapped, and then one came home with me today from the shops, so it had to get furiously wrapped before she got home from work. The Hasbro Mjolnir replica, half off. Ooh, nice. I was at a new store today in a big shopping center near me that was selling like comic books. And the only real comic store that I've ever seen in the area is like all the way in the city, like in the downtown area. So to see it in a mall was like, oh, look, it's a comic shop, and not just. There's a few shops around, a few chains that sell like board games and D&D stuff and pop culture T-shirts and pop vinyl, but this actually was all like Kenner figurines from Star Wars to they had Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves figurines. I was like, I did not know those were a thing. But all sorts of things. They had full scale, licensed replica. I took a picture through the window. What was the first thing I saw? Wrist blades. So, apologies for the photo quality and the blurry camera, but Predator wrist blades. Yeah. And Predator Shuriken as well. Those were expensive. And here's a figurine for you. Lord of the Rings Ringwraith. That can be yours for the low price of $4,800, because that was not a 1 to 100 scale. That was not a 1 to 64 scale. That was not a 1 to 12 scale. That was a 1 to 1 scale Ringwraith model. That was a statue, basically. So, okay. Leaving that one on the shelf. But yeah, it had some cool stuff in there. I went in for a browse and I left not getting anything. The other thing that happened today, Lego wise, I'll briefly share this story. I'd posted something a while ago about, I think it was about the Marvel minifigs, and a friend of mine had said, he and his kids were chasing the Disney, trying to get a complete Disney set, and they were missing one. And I had some in my Bricklink store, and I was like, yeah, just message me. I've got one. And I was like, how can we make this deal happen? And he wanted it to be like a Christmas surprise for his kids, right? So they didn't know that he was trying to track down someone that had this minifig. And we've been trying to arrange a time all week, and he was finally going, you know what, I'm going out to dinner near your place, I'll swing by. He goes, but can you put it in a paper bag or something? Because there's little eyes with me that might see. And because I've been wrapping presents, there was enough leftover paper, plenty of it, to just quickly wrap the minifig. And I sent him that picture, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, thanks." And then when he actually turned up, he'd already dropped the kids off somewhere else first. So we didn't have to have gone to that level of subterfuge, but it will be wrapped when the kids find it under the Christmas tree. And he tried to give me more money than we'd agreed on. Like, he handed me a bunch of coins, and I was like, no, like, that's not what that's not what I said. And he's like, no, you don't know how much this means. And I was like, seriously, take it back. That one was Jiminy Cricket was the only one that they were missing. Have I done that? Oh no. I've looked at the instructions the right way around. That goes that way. Um, And right. And with the printing in this book, the dark red pieces look reddish brown. And that's not just the lighting in this room. But the lighting, these are recent-ish, in the last couple years-ish. We've had these LED lights put in to replace the old lights that were in here. And it's a huge difference. I can actually tell the difference between black and dark blue Lego under these lights. I couldn't build at night in here with the old lights. And then you get a gold bar on this side. In there. Don't know what I'm building. Turn that around. We get a slot brick in the middle and some 1x1s either side. 1x4 plate. You know, I probably should have figured out how to put this on a timer as well, just to keep seeing if I could. Nope, not that time. Maybe I should have reduced the number of options. Oh, okay. And the gold bar from this. Okay, is this going to be a door or something? Okay. Yep. So we've got the black track piece here. This will be a sliding door. Nope, not that time either. Go. Alright, so now we do a mirror image of what we just did. Speed through this bit if I can find the right parts in the right colours. And pointing that way. There. White plate. And that's fabric. Got a bar for the handle. We turn it over. Repeat slot brick. 1x1. 1x1. Brown plate. Another little wreath. Oh, that just falls right over. Live long and prosper. Enjoy your lurk. Right, I think there was a thing on the back. Yeah, the back of the door. Back of the box, rather. Showed the mechanism of the sliding doors. And the conveyor belt in operation. Going in and coming out. It's a very cool little set so far. And then, okay, yep. So, as you saw before, when I knocked those over, we're going to need another one of these track pieces up the top. One of these. And that will hold, basically, if you haven't seen these pieces before, it's got a built-in lip on one edge, so it can overlap studs, and then it basically acts like a sliding door track. Funnily enough. So another plate there. One of these. And that goes all the way across. But make sure the door is underneath when you do it. Yep, so there we have the doors. And then they open up for access to the workshop. Or slide completely through. Nice little detail feature to work in. Then build out some plates along the top of there. Step 77. And the little Santa at the bottom of the page is now about 3/4 of the way through the book. And there. Couple slips. Good little window arch. Yeah, I don't have a Hey Bro. Window arch there, and then the arch brick across the top. It's still warm. It's 12:22 in the morning, and I'm working up a sweat. And if Kara was down here in the living room, like she is usually, like if this was a night when I was building off stream and just watching a movie or something, even in winter, there's times where I run warm, but Kara accuses me of Legoing too hard. Cooperman. Brilliant. Welcome in, Coops. How's it going for your Friday? It has ticked over to Saturday here, just. So it is technically someone's birthday. Although I think we've got about 13 minutes before home for the holidays. Excellent. Yes, my last day of work for the week was yesterday. Thank you. Score. Cheers. Yeah, so Work is closed for Christmas Day. Boxing Day, I'm not working. And because I only work 4 days a week normally, that means that it's a 2-day work week for me next week. And then I won't go into work on New Year's Day either. So then the next week is a 3-day work week. It's nice. Alright, 2x2 plates. What am I building here? I don't know. But there's not that many parts left. Unless it's just some sort of roof peak. Looks like it's this little bit up here. Yes, I went out today. While Kara was working today, I went out and bought some turkey breast and brownie mix and some snacks. Had from the supermarket, had a cider voucher, so picked up some cider for Kara. One of the, I suppose you could call it the upside of having a lot of our big supermarket chains own liquor stores, liquor chains that are, subsidiaries of the supermarket company. And so when you get your supermarket shopping, the bottom of your receipt has a coupon for their liquor store. Well, here's a deal for this week. And there was a deal on ciders. Okay, and then we get one of these white 3x4 tiles. And yes, we were out of cider, so I thought I would get some for Kara. Oh, you know what I should have done? I shouldn't have told her that I even got it. I should have just wrapped it in birthday paper, shouldn't I? And then chucked it in the fridge. Next year. It's always next year. I did that with my brother for Christmas once. I got him if any of you are familiar with the comic book character The Phantom, he collects Phantom stuff, and I'd found him a can koozie or a stubby holder, and so I basically got him a can of beverage, put it in the inside the cooler, wrapped it in wrapping paper, and then put it in the fridge on Christmas Day to start cooling. Alright, some wedge plates go there. So there's the front roof there. Nice try. If it wasn't in the kitchen fridge, you wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, it would have gone in the drinks fridge, but you'd have gone there eventually to grab something. I do like these hurricane lantern pieces. And what's on your Christmas cooking menu, everyone else? Are we going chicken? Going turkey? So I assemble a candlestick with a flame, turkey, and some gammon to cook. Is gammon like I think gammon's from a pig, right? Is it like ham but a different cut or prepared differently? Um, my knowledge is limited of such things. But my limited knowledge is correct. I would have to Google it, I think. Two plate. Man, these brown printing is tends to be cooked in fruit juice. Interesting. Kara is not a believer in mixing meats and fruits, which is, all the more for me. I am now going to, while the ads think about running, I'm going to put this down and I'm going to Google gammon. I'm going to educate myself on some cookery terms. Applesauce on a pork chop. Applesauce on a pork chop. Yes. I mean, what about slices of actual fresh apple in a cooked applesauce? See, all the more for me. Gammon. I did not know that one had a cooldown reply message. Gammon in British English is the hind leg of pork after it has been cured by dry salting or brining and may or may not be smoked. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's got it looks like it's got a very different texture to ham. Strictly speaking, a gammon is the bottom end of a whole side of bacon, which includes the back leg. Ham is just the back leg cured on its own. Like bacon, it must be cooked before it can be eaten. In that sense, gammon is comparable to fresh pork meat and different from dry cured ham like prosciutto. The term is mostly used in the UK and Ireland. Other dialects of English largely make no distinction between gammon and ham. Because yeah, it definitely looks, the pictures I'm seeing here look more like looks more like the texture of roast meat almost. Like you can kind of see the grain in it. Linked video, BBC Good Food, how to cook gammon. Okay. And then, wait. Good morning, Flora. Morning. There we go. Welcome in, Kaz. And yes, you are. And BBC tells me that once you've cooked your gammon, it is then ham. So there you go. The more you know. The more you know. Yes, welcome in. We are building this little set. And we'll clip that in. And there's the side roof. I have seen some free instructions on Rebrickable on how to turn two of these into like a slightly wider barn shape. But it's looking good so far. And I think it's just about done. Sandra's nearly at the edge of the page here. December in Florida. I hear a lawnmower. Yes. No snow in this hemisphere, even in winter. Well, snow in this hemisphere. Snow not in this city. That's for sure. If we got snow, that would be very unusual. Yes, morning, Kaz. Hope your work day goes well. It's almost the weekend, and it's almost Christmas. Hey, Kara. You know what time it is? It's tool time. It's your birthday, it's your birthday. Another year older, another year gone. It's your birthday. It is now Kara's birthday. Because apparently she has to wait until 12:36. It is. It is Saturday for us. It's 12:37 a.m. Saturday the 23rd of December. I don't think that's how twins work. Oh wow. Okay, I thought the shades of brown was terrible in the printing on this book on a blue background. Oh, and luckily those were 1x1s, so I have spares. So let's try building that again. But the dark blue on this book looks somewhere between dark grey and black. I already did that, Kara. It's Oops Plus, and it already made Napoleon Dynamite trigger. And so this present goes up on the table where it's been wrapped. And then we get a white version of the micro trophy. Oh, well, if Silver's birthday is Halloween, then that makes him more of a twin to me, because although there is the day time zone difference as well. But mine's the day before Halloween. That's a lot. Okay, because of all the 1x1s, check this out. These are all spares. And they use these flower parts as the bows on the flowers on the wreath, and they use them as bows on the presents. So you get a white flower piece, a green, a red, magenta, yellowish orange. Get a Technic half pin. Get a white 1x1, green 1x1. You get another trophy, little minifig trophy. It's like in the lunar landing set, you get several astronauts, but you get a spare one as well. We even get spare cheese slopes. Look at all the spares. That is, for a small set with only 329 pieces. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 34 spare parts. And there we are. We've finished the set. So the way they've got it set up is we have Santa sort of grabbing the toys as they come off the assembly line. And then the elf. I did wonder what these jumper plates are for. That's so that the elf, it's so that they can stand next to the table and they're not too short. They get their little box to stand on. I don't know. Those are the numbers I got off Rebrickable because Brickset wasn't working tonight. I could check Bricklink and see what it says because I think Bricklink tends to not count spares. And actually, no, if Brickset get them from Lego, then Lego don't include the spares either. Because like the what do you call it? The Saturn V rocket, yeet it and count the parts. Yeah, as they fly through the air, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll see what Bricklink says. And I don't know which websites count like the minifig components as well. Whether that goes into the piece count when Lego do that. What's this? 40565. Santa's Workshop. But yeah, with the Saturn V, the 1969 parts does include the brick separator, but it doesn't include the spares because I did add up the inventory of that set because I was curious. I was like, did they count it for the spares here or not? Okay, so Bricklinks has 320 parts. And 2 minifigures. So Bricklinks has 320, but then the elf is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and Santa is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, the 329 includes the minifigure pieces. So not the hands or arms as listed, sometimes as a different part, but the assembled torso is one of that 329. And the assembled legs is another one. The legs are cool with the red and the black. Yeah, it's dual molded from the looks of it. They're not printed to look black. They are actually black plastic and red plastic joined. We mow our lawns in December too, but it's summer in the upside down. So yeah, so a bonus 10% of the set in extras, in spares. And I don't think... Sometimes you get repeated spares if they use the same part in bag 1 and bag 2, but I think they are all unique. Yep. Completely different spares. Alright. So that was 40... There's the camera. 40565. Santa's Workshop. And once again, turn it for the camera. Remember which way the camera is pointing. You've got the sliding doors at the back. Got the conveyor belt of toys to go in from the outside. It's got a very nice barn style design. I like that. And nice and bright red as well. Cool, so that is the set. What we're going to do now is we're going to, first of all, that's right, that happens in the browser. Wait for that to not freeze things up. Done. Cool. All the channel points spent so far have just been refunded. So then, I'm going to run a poll here. Well, there's a few of us here. What next for that set? Alright, gonna run a poll for what happens next. Service error. Try again in a moment. Service error. Try again in a moment. Okay, it doesn't want to. Doesn't want to do that. Thank you, Kara. Yes, it's been a while since had some water. Let's try this poll again. And I'm getting a service error again on trying to do a poll. Let me try it from the phone. If it lets me. That's if it lets me. Has anyone done polls from chat before? Let me see how this works. Maybe it'll pop in here. Poll. Okay. Right, no, because what it does, Kara, is I just tried it on mine, and it brings up the um, pizza will be Christmas Eve. Hey, Jane, pizza is our traditional Christmas Eve dinner, together with our traditional Christmas Eve movie, the heartwarming tale of a New York police officer reunited with his wife in Los Angeles at her work Christmas party. Okay, it's not letting me do a poll. But my choices are that it's after midnight, it's nearly 1 a.m., that we call it a night and see you guys after Christmas, or because, okay, so here we have Bat Santa. And Mrs. Mod would like to go to bed. Because we do have Santa, we do also have Bat. But I suppose it is Kara's birthday. She probably gets to call the shots. clear all those notifications. Alright, so I'm going to see if... Yeah, Kara is modding from upstairs. She's lying in bed reading a book. While I'm down here in the warmth. It's a tough mud life for us. I'll see who's live. Who's doing what? I did see that, Kara. Thank you. One moment, please. But there is this as an option. Otherwise, I will... Or I could keep building while you sleep. I could. But I have been going for nearly 2 hours. See if anyone's doing Lego. I could keep building. Yes, I think I will. I'll still be awake for a little bit. So I think we do Batman. I think we do Bat Santa. Because then I won't stream until after Christmas. So that does mean going in here, going in here, clicking here. Clicking that, copy, paste. Save, edit, choose file. That one. Save. Save changes. And in theory, if I change things on that end, but it's still... Yes, it will mean fighting for space when I get upstairs, that's true. This should... Yep. Cheers, Kara. Yeah, I still do have beer to go. Well, we'll start this. We'll see how far I get. And yes, if I go to bed first, which is usually what happens, apparently I sleep diagonally across the bed. That's what happens when Kara's up till 3 in the morning crafting. Because she got on a roll. I was in my groove. And she does. She does get on a roll. But yes, so... Yes, 3 a.m. is an early night for you. Alright, so time for bat. We've done Santa. Now it's time for bat. I should edit stream info. Why does that do that? Pardon me. Edit stream info. Doesn't always like doing it from one end. Okay, that should have updated. And we should be having ads right about now. And when we come back from ads, we'll crack open Batman. So that's there. Water is still... Actually, I will... Okay. I managed to get back into the couch, over the arm, refilled the water, nearly had that fall over on me. So, time to crack into Bat. Batwing. How many bags we got? 1, wow, 4, what? And some tiny stickers. 2, 3, 4 bags. They do look like smallish bags though, which is a good sign. I just did the mental maths night, Kara. I will be up after I've built this. The maths on bigger sets that I've built is about half an hour per bag, but I think it'll be less than that. It'll be a little bit quicker. I am not a member of the Slow Builders Club. There we go. Get one of those on the way out as well. Okay, Batman. Need a cape. That's one of the newer soft fabric capes. I do like those. Nice. They drape well. Oh, and it's a Batman that doesn't have... a lot of Lego Batman have the white headband printed on their head that actually shows through the eye holes in the mask. This mask doesn't have holes. It's got printed white. They're not printed. It's not printed white. It actually has a white, like a white skull cap type piece inside the mold of the black helmet. And then why is that not? There we go. Eventually lined up. So then you get the white eyes that way instead. That's different. I don't think I've seen that before. All my other Batman minifigs have the other version. Alright, so there's Bat Santa. Photos of those will be going on Insta tomorrow. Which, I mean, there's a clue right down the bottom of the page there. It's the same as the name of the channel. But in the socials link over there, no, that's on my screen. In the chat there, there's a Facebook page, 2 Instagram pages, one for all the Lego goodness, and one that veers a little bit more niche to the RPG side of things of nerdiness, including Lego. And then YouTube, which at the moment really only has old VODs of build streams. So if I've done Lego sorting or just chatting, things like that, or a game stream, they don't go onto YouTube. But when I've built a set, hang on, hold the phone. Sorry, nerding out over parts. I don't know if I've seen a what's that? It's like a 4x2 wedge. It's actually just a wing piece with there's space for two studs on it. It's like I've seen this piece, the 1x2 plate that has the wedge off it, but not the full triangle. Hold the phone. I thought it was one of these when I first grabbed it. That has four studs and the angle off the side. But no, it's an actual pointed triangle piece. Nerding out over Lego parts will happen. And I need to remember to sit forward and build this where you can see, because that would help. What am I looking for? One of those. One of 3 plates. And no, I'm not sorting, I'm just tipping it all out on the table. And going for it. And one of those. With some clips. And okay, goes that way. Yep, got it. Step 9 of 137. How many steps is Santa's? 92. And yet this only has a few more parts than the other one. This only has 350 something. 20 more parts, give or take a few. And 3 of them. Then we spin that around. Chuck that on. Taking the pins in there. And alright. And I suspect that that's going to attach to that. And I suspect all the yellow and red is just so that we visually know which bit's which when we start connecting things. This is a lime tile and then a yellow plate. And another yellow plate. Those. We'll see if this will eventually trigger. And once again, no. I suspect I may have to go here. Alright, this is... Yeah, it's still not playing that one video, but I do think that, yeah, because it's random, just because something's random doesn't mean it's going to play all possible numbers. That's not how random number generators work. I had that once with a sound effect for something where there was only 3 files, and it basically played. It wasn't even sound. It was just a. It was a text response with a random number generator attached, and basically it went response 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, 3. It was like, yeah, that is the downside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cull its numbers of options. Let's give it a few less. Increase our odds slightly. Let's try again. I'll attach these slope sign. Nope. And I think, yeah, the cooldown is basically only long enough so that they don't overlap. Alright. Done 3 steps at once there because we mirror imaged both. Actually, we did 4 steps at once. Each of those brackets was 1 step. Well, all of those brackets in one go was 1 step. Those were second step. All of those slopes were 1, and all of those slopes were 1. Place that across there. That bridges across there. Couple more lime tiles. Couple there. Yeah, we're nearly already done with bag 1. Let's clip it in. Big plate goes in. 2 of those. Good. Down. Oh, slopes with stickers on that little text. 1x4 slopes have this kind of pebbled textured slope surface. And they want me to sticker that? No. I'm not going to do it. Put those there. Resistance is futile. Because we are the Borg. We will add your cultural and biological uniqueness to our own. Or something along those lines. Okay, they're going this way as that. 3 spares in that bag, is that all? Spoiled after the Santa set. Ah, I see. So bags 2 and 3. I think pretty much almost identical. There are a left and a right wing for the Batwing. How nuts do I feel? For a moment, I thought about building both wings at the same time, which is what I usually do with vehicles. Nope. I wish I could get the counter version of that to work instead. I was experimenting last night and it wasn't working for a long time, and then I finally got it to work, and then I tried to simplify it and it stopped working, and I went to try to go back to the version that did work. It didn't. So if anyone is familiar with Firebot counters and have tips, that'd be much appreciated. So according to the wording on a counter effect is that you can set a maximum. So like with all of my Easter eggs that trigger mostly audio, but I think there's a couple videos in there. When they get triggered, each one of them has a counter linked to it that updates. But they're set to a maximum of 1. So you can trigger them 6 times. The first one bumps it to 1, says that's my maximum, and at maximum you set a separate effect. And the effect that every single one of those counters triggers, every single one, when it actually goes up by 1, the effect of the counter is to do nothing at all. The effect upon maximum is, oops, sorry, made noise. The effect on maximum is to update the overall count. And that's what pops up in chat going, hey, you found an Easter egg. 6 of 30 have now been triggered. And then you can keep using those trigger words, but because they've already hit their maximum of 1, they'll still trigger the sound every time, but they won't affect the overall counter. The counter just now has stay set at that. So that works. I got that working. It does its thing. People say random words in chat that trigger sound effects, and off we go. It counts away and goes, hey, you've found an Easter egg. What I was trying to do with the elf video was just have 2 videos. There's the one where, the music runs out and he goes, huh, and turns away. And the second option, second video, goes that little bit longer where the Jack in the Box then pops up and surprises Will Ferrell. And so I was trying to just have a counter where when Elf got triggered, play the video. And then I set a maximum number. When it hits that number, it plays the longer version where it does jump out. But what actually happens in Firebot is, and as a test, I just did maximum 3, just so I could, run it a couple times, run it the third time, see what happened. When it hits its third trigger, instead of playing just the maximum effect, it does its normal one and the maximum at the same time, so you get the audio slightly on a slight, like, half-second jump start. Like, one's delayed, so you hear it, and then you hear it slightly overlapping, and it's really annoying. Whereas I want it to just play one or the other. What I did get working was to have a second counter that gets triggered on maximum, does its thing, and then updates its original counter back to 0. So it can keep trigger 1, counter 1 gets counted, 1, 2, 3, up to maximum. When it hits maximum, this counter goes up by 1. The effect of that is to do something and then reset this back to 0, so that as the thing keeps going, this then counts back up to the maximum and triggers this again. So I was playing around with that, and it was what happened then was actually even weirder. So instead of playing the third trigger and the maximum trigger at the same time, it would play the maximum, wait, and then play the third one. So it would play, technically the thing that triggered this one would go up, the trigger would go after it was just, yeah. It was doing my head in, I tell you. But I have figured out a lot of other fun things to do with commands and sounds and things. The cheers ones help because I'm not always looking up at the screen when that's the right one. So yeah, if I hear Anchorman talking about bourbon or James Bond asking for a martini, I know that someone's redeemed cheers without looking up. Grill. But it's all a learning process, and I do have a notepad file open for notes because every stream you either have something you need to fix or you have ideas for next time. Bourbon. No, bourbon is not an Easter egg. And then I managed to trigger one with my own commands accidentally because one of the words I picked was in one of the little shoutouts. Right, flip it over. Nice looking axe blade. Okay, I hear movement upstairs. Some reinforcement under the wing. So the wing's been reinforced. Just about need a battle axe handle for that. It's a 1x1 brick. So what angle is that in the drawing? Okay, that goes there. Pardon me. That goes there. No, that bourbon was not an Easter egg, Medjin. But yes, if you type "damn" in chat, then Napoleon Dynamite censors it for you. Because I thought that would be amusing. That's there. One there, and one there. Tying them in. Wait. That's a spare. The 1x2 half circle tile. Yeah, I only see one in the picture. So we get some 1x1 round tiles, and then again, just 3 spares in the first bag, 3 spares in the second bag. And that goes on that side. Bag 3. Other wing. I know there have been times when I've built a set where there has been like not this big a section sort of repeated or mirrored, where I have been able to sort of half muscle memory build the reverse. Yeah, not so much on this. I think I'll just follow the book. That's what it's there for. So thank you everyone that's come by tonight to see some Christmas Lego and now some Bat Lego. And thanks to everyone lurking as well. Gotta love our lurkers. And I'm usually lurking in a couple streams at any one time. If I'm not live, and even when I am live. Okay, let's focus there. Interesting pattern of tiles here on the surface of the grey showing through. I'm not sure. I think that's this bag has these pieces, which I saw as like flaps on the wing. They're both in this, so I think that must be where those clips are going to go. Right, step 65 is done. Little Batman walking along the bottom of the page. He's nearly at the middle. We're nearly halfway. Big piece. There it is. There. Curved slope to hold that in. Check that there. There it is. Curved slope with a little cutout angle piece on it. Yeah, if you are just joining us or lurking, welcome in. I'm Bricko, and tonight, while wearing a Bat Santa shirt, started off with Santa's Workshop, a gift with purchase set from last year. Built Santa, built the workshop, and now we're doing a Batwing before bed. It is Saturday morning. It is 1:39 Australian Eastern Standard Time in Queensland. I do not have work today, you can probably tell. there. I do like this curved plate as well. It goes around the corner. Gives it a nice shape to the ring. Those. And another one of those cutout ones. Yeah, that's what I call it. Where it's the curved slope, but one end is sliced off at 45 degrees. It helps if I hold it this way like the book, because then I go, okay, it's there. Yeah, I remember this bit. 6 of these. Yeah, having said earlier, I'm not going to be able to muscle memory build a mirror image wing, but then you get to this step and you go, oh yeah, I remember that bit. I know what I'm doing. I know where that goes. That goes there. Hang on, this bag doesn't get a half round tile as a spare. Nope, not hiding in the bag. Unless it's hiding under one of these other pieces. That's interesting. Time to Bricklink and see if I was meant to get one. Well, I don't know if am I missing a spare or was I accidentally given one. What does Bricklink say? 7, 6, 2, 6. Extra items. 1. It only lists 1, so you get a spare of this in bag 2. But you don't get a spare in bag 3. It seems unusual. Because like if there was... Hang on a minute, it's the same with that. You only get 1 grey 1x1 round tile. I thought from other sets I've built in the past, I'm sure in bigger sets, that if that was in multiple bags, you'd get a spare of it in each bag. Just in case the scales are off at the factory. But yeah, it's like Bricklink just says, the inventory has 1 set of handcuffs, 1 batarang, 1 cheese slope, 1 Technic pin, 1 1x2 half round. Yeah, it's literally 1 spare of everything. That's really interesting. So I remember when I got my mother her first Lego set, which I think was the succulents plant set. Thought, oh, she'd like that. Got her that for Christmas one year, and she messaged me going, She sent a photo after she was done. I think she was done with bag 1. And she sent a photo of the spares, going, "Am I meant to have all this left over?" I was like, "Yep." That one goes there. Now, was that very dark grey on the other wing as well? Yes. Memory blanked. Alright, and then this wing. In there. Now, for what it is, your mum didn't make it that far. She made your dad build it. Yeah, I got my dad the Saturn V. He's a retired physics teacher and likes his sci-fi and his space and stuff like that. So I got him the Saturn V. And I think he built it and rebuilt it 3 times. And I think the first time he unbuilt it, or second time, he basically mocked an ISS out of Saturn V parts before Lego brought out that set. I was like, wow. But yeah, that's... So my handspan is 23 centimeters. That's about what that is. Which is something like, what's that, 9-ish inches? How do I know that? Measured it one day. Yeah, and I wish Bungarm was here in the chat because he likes precise measurements. Yeah, I measured it one day. And so, yeah, I pretty much know that that's 23 centimeters tip to tip, or 230 mil. And it's funny because I was at work once and we sell products that have their measurements on there's a tag telling you, this is what it is, this is what it's made of, this is the size and whatever. And I saw a husband and wife looking at it. The guy was there doing the whole to estimate how long this piece of furniture was. His wife's there with a tape measure going, do you want me to measure it? And I walked past and I pointed at the tag and I go, it's a meter long. It's like, yeah, we told you right there what the size was. What am I doing here? Oh, no. Looked at the right-hand page when I should have been looking at the left, or I nearly missed out on putting those 2 bits in. And yeah, I've just sort of tilted it in the light for you to see much. If I have it down here, it's like, oh, look at all that black and very dark grey. And then we get the tiles. Dang. 21.59 centimeters. Do you have a ruler that measures in tenths of a millimeter, or did you do an inch conversion? I'm guessing you did a conversion because millimeters are pretty small. That clips on there. Goes on there. And this is for sticker number 3 that I'm not going to put on. And that console goes in there. So that's a little cockpit area. Nice looking build so far. Nice and swishable. Yeetable, perhaps. And yeah, actually, as I say in the box, a lot of sets, but not this one. Sometimes on the back, they'll show like a ruler or a measurement of how big it is in real size. Boomerang. I've never been able to throw a boomerang to come back. Thank you, Kaz. Appreciate our lurkers. I was just about to say, I forget what a boomerang is, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. That's the kind of jokes you get at nearly 2 in the morning. They're the kind of jokes you get at any time in the morning, really. But and there's Jack Nicholson Joker. Thanks. Windows notification. Some curved tiles at the back there. 4x6 plate across there. Covering up all this light grey. Layering it up with black. There. And some more light grey. And panel, there it is. Going that way. More of these hinges. There's the one. Forgot I still had that. And then the throat started getting a bit dry. I don't know if I've seen those parts before, but I could be wrong. Pardon me while I have a quick look. Actually, I'll look at that wing. Pardon me. The pointed wedge is one part that I want to see. 1x4 curved slope. I see a lot of these in like a 1x1 used for detailing, but I don't know if I've seen the 1x4 in much else. And Bricklink says color info, light bluish grey, black coral. What sets? 49 sets. But it is a 2022 part, so some Disney stuff, Friends. There's 9 in the Concorde. There's 18 light bluish grey in the Lion Knight's Castle. Haven't built that. There's 6 in Sanctum Sanctorum, so I have encountered that part before. What do you know? Oh, here's me going, oh, that looks like a new part to me. There's 68 of them in Starry Night. Oh, they're the border. They're part of the frame. Yes, around the inside. They are indeed. There's some in the new Alpine Lodge in dark orange. Yes, there's a few recent sets with it. I was looking at this pointed wedge plate. 2020 it came out. Light bluish grey. I'm not seeing anything that well, I see a couple sets that I have that I haven't built that contain it. I might have built that Ninjago Dragon. Is that the... Yes, I have built that dragon. Okay, so there's at least one set where I've seen. There's a lot of sets that, I haven't... It's funny, isn't it, how you have a part that's... It's in 72 sets, and I've built one of them. But yeah, when they're themes that, you don't collect or don't get into, then you just don't see them. Okay, where are we up to? Step 103. So what's that? 30 odd steps to go. 30 odd steps, and what's that about? It's actually lifting up. Oh, it's staying out. I don't know if there's air trapped somewhere or what, but yeah, pushing from underneath as well has got everything to line back up. Bricks there. That across the top. grey dots. And of course we need stud shooters, because why not? Serial lurkers unite. Welcome in. G'day, g'day. It is 2 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. There we go. Just that. Okay, multiple 1x2 tiles instead of using 1x4s. When we already have 1x4 tiles in the set. Interesting. Why? And that one goes there. Welcome in, Maiku. How's your Friday going? There's a few parts here trying to lift up a bit as things are coming in. Must just not have locked in properly the first time. Okay, there we go. Cockpit's starting to take shape. And so there's it there. Alright. I'm not sure what this sub-assembly is from the half grayed out picture. I'm guessing it's some sort of tail feature. Oh, nice. Using these white pins to reverse stud direction. The round plate. And put some little bat fins on. Little Batman at the bottom of the page has walked more than 3/4 across the book so far. So we're getting there. Right, there's that. Need one of these wings and curved inverted arch and cheese slope. Chuck that on there. Tile onto that, and then that goes there. Interesting little technique stuff going on here. And another wedge plate. One of them cheese slope. Right. Okay. That's pretty close. Getting them to touch here when this is any connection point studwise in both directions. There's nothing here to keep that end together. When I built Thor's goat boat, probably a couple months ago now, an issue I had in that was there's a section of the boat, I think it's at the tail end, where a couple of plates are built studs out in this direction, and then one goes studs in that direction, but they're only joined down the bottom end and not the top, and so they go out of alignment, and there's like a visible gap, a visible seam between, so in this case it was between that brick, which is going up in that direction, and then this plate and that brick, which are going that way. There's just the tiniest little seam there. So it is better than the Thor set as far as that does help as a third point to clip in. Yeah, not bad. Nice little techniques to go in both directions. And now this is a 2 times for fins. So just going to do all of this twice. There's it there. It's always nice to see the classic parts. 1x2, 45-degree slope. Still hanging around, still incredibly useful. The only thing with this black part is it's so shiny and all these fingerprints. Okay, this is where these come in. That's the top bracket for the hinges. So they clip in back there. Mostly taking shape. There's not much left to build. This will, that was popping up as well. I've never had that before where Lego like lifts. I really have to push that down there. I have heard of Duplo being worse for it. I had a friend tell me because they used Duplo as filler for a larger build. They built Duplo and then they built Lego around it. But because so those little anti-studs, little holes under where the stud is, when you push these two together, there is still air between the two parts. When you're putting a brick onto a brick, of course, there's more air. When you've got Duplo, you've got a big pocket of air being held in by plastic, and then as the days warm up, the air inside expands and the Duplo starts to actually lift, and your Lego tower starts to have seams showing. I have not experienced that myself, and apparently it's a thing. And yes, my table squeaks. Let's see if we can trigger it. Not yet. Let's do... Okay, there we go. I've significantly culled the video choices for the random video. Hang on, we've got a 1x2 black tile that I should not have as a spare. Just confirm that. Nope, should not have that as a spare. Okay. Nothing looks... Oh, I see it. There we go. There's a tile there, but not there. That's where the battering goes. That's where the handcuffs go. That goes up there. Cockpit window goes there, and that is the studs there for the stud shooter. Spare handcuffs and spare pins. So 1, 2 there for the stud shooter. I won't count them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, so we had that 3. What did we say? It was 357. Okay, 357 pieces plus 10 spares. Santa was 329 pieces plus 34, which is calculator. So like 3% of the piece count as spares compared to 10% of the piece count as spares. But there were multiple colours of 1x1s in that, so to be expected. But yep, there's the Batwing. Well, it's the Batwing I can afford. Put it that way. And it was on clearance when I picked it up as well. Which I've noticed a few of our stores here have been putting sets on clearance earlier than one might expect. Like you'd think, oh, that set's only been out for a couple of months, but because there's new stuff coming and they need the shelf space, some of them just take it onto their own thing. They just go, right, well, we're just gonna. Lego hasn't discontinued this yet, but we're going to. We're going to put it on clearance just to move it out. And so you'll still see, there'll be sets that you'll see at one retailer still at full retail price, and the other department store has gone, you know what, no, see ya. We'll mark it down, get rid of them. I'm Batman. I only fly in black, and sometimes very dark gray. And I dry my voice out at 2:20 in the morning. There we go. Yeah, so as far as the shape goes and the scale, that's really, really cool. So, of course, what we now have to do is we have that Santa and Santa Bat. There we go. Okay, so that is, and there we go. That's the set done. Batwing versus the Joker. Although on the box, the Joker's standing on the side of the road, watching as the Batwing goes by. Let's see who's on. We are going. We've got some okay going on. So thank you everyone for watching. Hang around. We are going to call it a night there, but we will head over. Just make sure. Just to be sure things work. Get myself up in a tab. And check the spelling. So we'll stick in the Lego world. It's 2:20 for me. It's what time is it for you guys? It's earlier than I thought. It's only 8:20 on the west coast. Wrong coast. West coast. So it means it's 8, 9, 10, 11. So mid-morning for most of the Americans. It's mid-afternoon for Europe. But we're going to go. I hope I spelled that right. Did that work? Nope. Let's try this again. What is going on? Please stand by. Okay, unable to do that. So polls weren't working. Let's try something else. Let's try this. Unable to raid at this time, basically. So that's interesting. So basically, if you're, let's try. I'll try one more time. I'm screenshotting that, and I'm going to take a photo because yeah. Tried 3 different channels, and I'm basically getting an error like when I tried to do a poll where it just said service isn't doing it. But once again, after doing this, this is on. But you'd think it would work in chat. I might try from the browser because from Twitch Studio something's definitely not working because the poll didn't work. It just says something went wrong when I tried to snooze ads. I guess something went wrong. Try again later. What we're going to do is I'm going to go and try it from the browser. So stick around. We'll try this one more time. Okay, so it's working from the browser. So we're going to go see a Canadian streamer I follow. I've basically gone down the list. There were other people to raid. I will hang out there for a little bit before I head to bed. But if you do need to raid and run, thank you for watching. I'll see you after Christmas. Have a good Christmas or holiday with your family and friends. And we'll see you back here on the 29th, technology providing for the Nightmare Shark ship. I've been Bricko. We'll see you next time.